And just like that, we back with part 2. All right, before YouTube and come after us with all this nonsense, let us play this. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. All right, so like we were saying in part 1, put this thing over there. They are not doing this to themselves. There is no such thing as DEW. Whatever beam that you see come out of the sky, that because the men that live up there is doing this, not because Gentiles have this ability. They don't. Let's keep on moving.
It's a sad sign of the times, but when word came of an active shooter at the University of North Carolina, the students knew exactly what to do. They either sheltered in place or those in classrooms on lower floors escaped out of windows. Jim Murray has new dramatic video as the suspect appears in court.
The accused University of North Carolina gunman makes his first court appearance today. Ty-Lay Chi is charged with murder after the shooting that sparked a campus lockdown.
I'm going to leave the bond at no bond.
More video is emerging today of the chaos that took over the campus, including this extraordinary moment as students climbed out a second-floor window.
I was terrified.
Journalism student Noelle Harris shot the video.
Everybody was in shock. I was with a lot of journalism students who knew to pull up police scanners and look at the news and turn on the live streams.
Police officers combed the buildings, guns drawn, looking for the suspect. They released this image warning, if you see this person, keep your distance, put your safety first, and call 911. Noelle Harris also shot this video of a cop reassuring the hunker-down students.
You guys doing everything the appropriate way.
PhD physics student Ty-Lay Chi was finally arrested off campus. He's accused of gunning down his academic advisor, Professor Zijia Yan, in his lab. Here, the two men pose for a photo in the lab. As college campuses across the USA start the academic year, the shooting at UNC is being analyzed by security experts for the effectiveness of the police response.
Everything that we had.
Then again, beloved, it is always, first of all, the guy that did the shooting don't look like us, and they could have get anybody to speak, okay, but they have a sister right here, okay. All right, they got her speaking and everything, and then after that, they have this brother giving us giving a speech. Okay, this is the dude that
Pose for a photo.
This is the dude that did the shooting. Okay, he killed this guy, which was his teacher or whatever, for whatever reason, disagreement. I could be cryptocurrency, the guy. I don't know, man. All we know, it's like Asian on Asian crime, but people won't say that. They won't do. No one, they didn't come out and say this was a hate crime or whatever. But they always put our people in the midst of this. Explain this. You black folks need to explain that. Explain everything. Okay? They could have interviewed the two guys that jump out of the window. They could have found them and said, man, would you like to give an interview? And nope. They always find some of our people when we have nothing to do with this thing, man.
Photo in the lab. As college campuses across the USA start the academic year, the shooting at UNC is being analyzed by security experts for the effectiveness of the police response.
Everything that we had laid out in protocol as far as how we push out that information to our student body, that was done.
The suspect is due back in court September 18th.
Well, he was a mass dabbler. He had beef with this dude. He take that dude down. Great glory. So much going on, brethren. So much going on.
We have a breaking news update for you. This happening live in Jacksonville, Florida. An update on that killing at a Dollar General store. Now the sheriff saying it was racially motivated.
There you go. That's why I'm going to stop this. Now, beloved, Whenever there is any MS, whenever there's a popcorn festival going on, when this thing is really bad, when they have nothing to do with it, what they did, they always say, oh, well, we're under investigation, we will let you know, and stuff like that. That means they are gathering their lies, they gathering their stuff so they can come up with some bull and telling you, oh, yeah. This thing happened because this fellow, he was dealing with mental health. He was dealing with his ex-wife. He did this, he did that. But when they want to get your attention, the moment this thing happened, it was racially motivated. It was racially this. It was racially that. It was racially this and whatever. Okay, and then once our people went over there, a bunch of people that look like us, they are booing DeSantis. Who come out there? A black woman that look like us, telling them, "Oh, stop doing this and stuff. Shame on you, shame on you." And people think things like that are moving us. They are doing things like this so they can see if we will drop in a low vibration again. They are doing things like that so they can see if our people will be dismayed, if they will be moved, if they will like, oh, Big Levi, well, I thought you said there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Look what happened here. I mean, this is like the first time thing like that happened. Some dude went into a shop where there is black folks shopping there and then shoot 3 of them. See, we are not dismayed. We are not shocked. We're not, oh my God, this is the first time this happened. We're going to keep the vibration high. You killed 3 people that look like us. And guess what the Mighty One is doing to you right now concerning this storm or whatever you want to call it, hurricane or typhoon or cyclones and things like that. There are a lot of you no more. And it's like day by day, your numbers are dropping. Plus, you can't reproduce at the pace that you used to. So, great glory. Let's keep on moving.
Allen police say a resident was locked out of the house for about 2 hours and they couldn't make contact with the people inside. So they called police for a welfare check. And when officers arrived, that's when they discovered the family of 4 dead inside. Neighbors along the 1200 block of Aberdeen Drive in Allen say what unfolded Monday morning was heartbreaking to see.
It was just really sad and really hard. I think all of us kind of just felt for the family as we were watching them just kind of mourn in the front yards.
Police say they were called around 8:45 a.m. by a resident of this home who had been locked out of the house for a couple hours and couldn't get in touch with the family members inside. Other family members began to arrive to the home when police went inside and found 4 people dead.
Somebody woke up without their baby today. No matter how old that baby is, whether they're grown adults or young or whatnot, I mean, it's hard no matter who it is or what age or anything.
Terrible. Police did not identify the family or give ages, but Allen ISD put out a letter to parents on Monday about an unexpected death of a 5th grader at Olson Elementary School and that counselors would be available. The Islamic Association of Allen held a funeral for the family on Tuesday evening.
Waking up to the news of losing a 4-member family all of a sudden is not something that anyone can be prepared for.
Imam Abdul Rahman Bashir says the Sherwani family had just buried their toddler daughter 3 weeks ago after she drowned. The Imam said his message to the community is to be there for one another and lend an ear to others who may be going through a tough time. In Allen, Sophia Beausoleil, NBC5.
So they lost, I believe, a child that was drowned, and then they decided to take everybody out. The grief, man, the grief can cause that. So we don't know what happened here. All we know, things are getting worse and worse and worse, man. We give the Holy One great glory, great praise. How long we are into this thing? Oh, all right then. Good.
Canada's boreal forest is our ally in fighting climate change, a vast carbon sink that absorbs greenhouse gas emissions. But when trees burn, carbon is released. As Canada and northern latitudes warm twice as fast as the rest of the planet, a vicious cycle is being triggered. Carbon emissions are warming the planet, which is drying the forests, creating more fuel for wildfires.
What a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of garbage, man. Oh, all of this is all crap and garbage and trash, rubbish. Has nothing to do with what's going on. See, those people, brethren, they knew this thing was going to happen because they have books that regular of us are not privy to. We are not allowed or we are not permitted to read those books. And those books give great details of the future prophecy that will happen. And they know what they did. They replaced everything with the left behind doctrine. And they covered the whole Inquisition and what they did to our people during the peak of Jacob's trouble. They cover slavery. They cover everything. And they knew things like that was going to happen. And they renamed them climate change. And they say, oh, it's happening because of the whole CO2 being emitted from them. That's not what that is, man. Let me tell you one thing. There are more trees than people upon this earth. There are more plants than people upon this earth. The plant, they breathe out oxygen and they breathe in CO2. When you and a plant are synchronized, the photosynthesis, do you know plants are the only, well, not the only thing, plants are among the living being or anything upon this earth that are quantum computers that process photosynthesis at room temperatures. The Gentiles can't do that. They can't process the sun, the light, with quote-unquote room temperature. See, the sun is giving oxygen also. The moon is giving oxygen. Those facts are considered pseudoscience. Every time the sun is up, every time the sun beams onto the ocean, which is 97% cover the entire earth, there's oxygen processing. There are oxygen. The earth breathes. The earth has its own oxygen coming out of the earth. The clouds, the air filtered itself, filtered through the earth, filtered through the fires. See, those trees or whatever CO2 this, or you are emitting too much CO2 from greenhouse gases, from the cars, the people talking and farting out there, especially the dark skin. Your skin has too much carbon in it. And so all of those are bogus and lies. They knew the prophecy was going to be about fire. They knew the earth was going to get warmer, and then it's going to get hot. Then it's going to get hotter, then it's going to get scorched. And right now we are approaching scorching. But they dub it as something political so they can have the people fight. They know very well. They know damn well that has nothing to do with Mother Nature or climate change. They know this thing was going to be done by the Holy One and it was going to be done upon them. Yet they lied to the public and say, oh, well, this is greenhouse gas is a result of like too much haste in the air. Nope. It's not what that is. Whatever that you put in the air, it is instantly being absorbed and reprocessed. If you go in the forest, you drive a car in the forest, the moment the CO2 came out of whatever exhaust that you're driving, the plants and trees absorb it and give back oxygen. That's how the earth operates. Talking about, oh, well, no, don't try to explain this. I want you to explain why you are not being raptured right now. That's what I want to hear. Why you are not being raptured, sir. That's what I want to hear. But yeah, this was prophecy that they knew what's going to happen. And then they pretend like, oh, that's political. We need to go ahead and then stop driving this and driving that. Whatever.
And releasing even more carbon stored in those trees.
If we put more CO2 in the atmosphere, that'll cause more of this drought, which cause more of the fires. So we end up with what's called a positive feedback loop, but it's by no means positive. It's actually very negative for climate.
The world's boreal forests are only in the north. Russia and Canada have by far the most.
This country alone has 28% of the world's boreal zone, 550 million hectares. The record for carbon from Canadian wildfires was set in 2014, 138 megatons. This year, 377 megatons of carbon, almost 3 times the previous record.
Yeah,
What's remarkable is the number of intense fire regions this year. Wildfires began in May, primarily in Alberta. Quebec saw huge fires in June that blanketed eastern Canada and the U.S. in smoke. In July, intense fires burned in parts of BC. By early August, fires were burning in the high Arctic down towards Yellowknife. And this week, in the Northwest Territories south of Great Slave Lake. 70% of Canada's Indigenous communities are in forested regions, and they are most at risk for pollutants from wildfires.
There's a wide range of impacts on the carbon side, but also the air pollution side, particulate matter, volatile organic compounds, benzene, toluene, really unpleasant things that have direct consequences for human health.
Particulates from smoke will also speed the melting of Arctic ice.
Yeah,
the cascading effects of wildfires in our forests are apt to accelerate the consequences of climate change.
We count on forests to convert our CO2 to the oxygen that we breathe, and as we lose more and more of it, we're going to have less and less of that process.
Oh boy, what a bunch of garbage. Now, let me show you something, beloved, okay? Watch this. Now, let's go to Google Earth, okay? Talking about the trees providing the oxygen and all that. That's a bunch of crap. Now, let's go to Northern Africa. Let's go to Chad. A country named Chad. Apparently, yes, they're actually a country named Chad. Okay, this is Chad right there. No, Chad had some green area. Let's see a country in the middle of Africa. Libya. Let's go to Libya. Libya or Algeria, but Libya will be good. Libya, yeah. Okay, Libya barely have any trees. See, it's like straight up desert. There's no forest here. It's just straight up desert. Okay, the only thing that you can see, the only thing you can see, come on, no, there we go. The only thing you can see in Libya right there, that's a little bit green, it's right here. Let me just use that. Okay, it's right there on this area right here. Okay, there's not that. It just look green. That doesn't mean there's a lot of tree there. So, but anyway, that's it's the software in this thing. I gotta go ahead and fix this. Let's take some images, show you when those people are lying through their teeth. Okay, there we go. See, this is a part of Libya, and there's like few trees, and it's mainly the desert, and there are some trees, but not that much. Okay, mainly desert. Scorching heat. Okay, now this is, I believe, capital somewhere. All right, so mainly there is not that much tree. Ask those people in Libya, how are you breathing over there? They shouldn't be able to breathe because they don't have that much tree to bring them oxygen. They should have been suffocated because there is not that much. It's just a desert. Okay, the people in Algeria, they should have been suffocated and died because there's no tree there that can process the CO2 and give them oxygen. Yet there are plenty of people of Libya in Libya. What's the population of Libya? Let's see the population of Libya. What's the population of Libya?
In 2021, the population of Libya was 6,735,277.
Okay, you have over 6 million people living in the desert right there. Okay, there's no tree. How did they live? How did they breathe? Okay, what is this? This is, wow, this is weird. This is weird. This is cool. What is that? Huh. This look like, this is weird. Okay, they should have been suffocated and die because there's no trees that can give them oxygen. Yet they still breathing fresh air. They still alive. Okay, the people in Algeria and Mali, okay, Mauritania, Mali, Western Sahara, Niger, and Chad, and yet they can breathe in fresh air and nothing really happened because, well, they are breathing. Okay, they have some little trees and stuff like that, but they don't have forest. Okay, yet those people are still living. They are still breathing. Why? How? They're supposed to be dead because there's not enough tree to give them the oxygen. But they are. Saudi Arabia. Okay. Let's check the infamous Dubai. Okay. Let's check Dubai, which is concrete. Straight up concrete. It's just nothing but a bunch of huge buildings standing around. Yet those people still live, they still breathe. Why? Because what's going on out there have nothing to do with trees and none of this nonsense and carbon and, well, the tree, the CO2 and stuff like that. No. As to everything is divine. That's what that is. Okay? Let's keep on moving.
We're learning more about the man who shot and killed 3 people at a Dollar General store before turning the gun on himself. Authorities say many more lives could have been lost if not for this man who is being hailed a hero. He's a cop at a nearby college who successfully blocked the gunman from coming on campus. Stephen Fabian reports.
He's the hero college cop who confronted the Jacksonville mass shooter when he was spotted on the campus of a historically black university. Lieutenant Antonio Bailey said he was first alerted by students who spotted the stranger wearing a bulletproof vest in a parking lot at Edward Waters University.
He locking that door. He got that bulletproof vest.
That's Bailey's patrol car.
Suspicious. Grab him.
We preach, you see something, say something. And they did just that. I just thank God that I was there and that the students was there.
21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmetter fled the campus and drove to a Dollar General store just 3/4 of a mile away and began his rampage there. Surveillance video shows him firing 11 times into a vehicle, killing the 52-year-old driver, Angela Carr. The video shows him entering the dollar store and killing 2 more victims. Police say Palmetter had a history of mental problems after...
There you go. There you go. So that's what it is. There you go. He had mental issue. He has a history. He didn't know what he was doing. You know, he has no idea what he was doing. So he killed a 52-year-old Angel. We know what that means. 5 + 2. We know who's in the midst. And the name Angela. And then, mental issue, the same garbage.
After allowing white customers to escape the store unharmed, he barricaded himself inside an office and then texted his father to break into his room at home. And that's when his parents found a hate-filled, racist manifesto. Even his rifle was decorated with Nazi swastikas. Police said Palmetter shot himself to death. The White House denounced the shooting today.
We must say clearly and forcefully.
Again, bring a bunch of folks that look like us and then have them saying a few words and things like that. So now we have your attention. So you people are scared, right? You're scared. He hate black folks. He had swastika. He had a bunch of other things. And then, wow, you should be afraid now. Has nothing to do with anything. We are not moved. We are not dismayed. Things like that. It's just like it's amazing. People like I don't know why there are still racists out there. Get out of here, man. Those people, they are here. They're in the midst of you. They are pretty much everywhere. Great glory. Let's keep on moving. Okay, I think we profiled this before. Okay, this is in. There you go. This is in China. All right. A new wall building, okay, fiery conflagration of the city, burned down. All right, look at this. All right, and people wanna, let me just enlarge. Come on. Let me just enlarge this. Okay, the building is burning down, and people are like, well, you say fiery conflagration of the cities. I don't see any fire in the cities. It's just a forest and wildfire. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. And things like that. There are wildfire in China going on too, okay? They're just not showing it. Okay? Alright, those people are getting out of and they're still on their phone. Alright? They are on their phone. Alright, this is a raging fire. Look at this, man. Okay, look at this. Alright? Things like that, and they'll say, "Oh, nobody died. That wasn't even a fire." Because this is CGI. They're trying to burn down these buildings so they can have the insurance money. Yeah, yes. That's exactly why they are doing this. That's how smart those people are over there. Okay. Alright, just a bunch of gray buildings. Just gray, no style. Nothing. This is no joke. You think the Chinese have some kind of like DEW and then they use it on their people? Give me a break, man. That has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with us and the Holy One burning down the blessing. Okay? Look at this. Look at that, man. Okay? Beautiful. Burning their banks down, their money. Excuse me. A lot of money being burned down. Alright? There we go. Let's keep on moving.
A tragic end to the search for a missing teenager, a kidnapping case, now a murder investigation. I'm Ellen Leyva.
I'm David Donner. The 19-year-old was shot at a park over the weekend, and Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is live outside police headquarters in Whittier with new details about her death and a suspect that is now in custody. Sid?
David, this whole thing happened late Saturday night at one of the safest places in the city of Whittier. It's a park just up the street from police headquarters. And detectives describe what happened to 19-year-old Andrea Vasquez as a random act of violence. The shooting and kidnapping of 19-year-old Andrea Vasquez has turned into a murder investigation. According to her family and Whittier police, Andrea and her boyfriend were parked here at Penn Park, regarded as one of the safest in the city, Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Around midnight, a gunman walked up to their car and opened fire, striking Andrea. The boyfriend ran, but he saw the gunman, and after the shooting had stopped, went to find help.
Turned his back to run to a couple in a bench nearby. As he turned his back to ask for help, in that moment, my sister was kidnapped.
Here's who Whittier police have in custody. He's 20-year-old Gabriel Esparza of Whittier. He was arrested yesterday afternoon. Police were able to track Andrea's phone heading east on the 60 freeway, heading towards Riverside County. According to Whittier police, with the help of Riverside County Sheriff's Department, Andrea's body was found in this field.
Through interviews of several witnesses and investigative efforts from our detectives as well as our partner agencies, we were able to locate her body in the city of Moreno Valley.
Investigators worked through Tropical Storm Hillary to gather evidence and find Andrea. Gabriel Esparza was arrested at his work in Lakewood yesterday afternoon. I asked if there is any connection between Esparza and Vasquez.
There is no
There's
relation
none.
at this time.
There is none.
It appears to be a random act of violence.
There is none. Gabrielle just took her for no reason. Just kidnap and kill her, and shoot and kill people for no reason.
A random act of violence.
Random act of violence. Great glory. Let's keep on moving.
Hartford County Sheriff's Office has released the names of the 3 victims and a suspect in a murder-suicide Saturday in Joppatown. Police say 34-year-old gunman Devin Brown and his mother, Sherlyn Pitts, both from Baltimore City, were visiting his cousin and her 17-year-old son at an apartment on Trimble Road. It's not clear why Brown pulled out that gun and began firing. 38-year-old Sheena Smothers and her son were also killed, and Brown took his own life. Investigators say they are still searching for a motive in this case. Now, at this hour, we are tracking.
As you can see, brethren, a lot of 988, a lot of people are taking people out, it's a lot, man. It's like, triple, quadruple. Let's watch this one. Oh, that's that same one. We watched that one, did we?
Sheriff Jeff Gaylor says that his deputies were called to this apartment building just before 11:30 a.m. on a call for an active shooter situation. He says the 911 caller described a man walking into this apartment building behind me with a handgun before they started hearing gunshots.
Sorry to be here standing in front of everyone again today. Another tragic day for our Hartford County community.
The sheriff says when his deputies walked inside this Mariners Point apartment building and into the unit where the shooting happened, they immediately found 2 people dead.
Within 2 minutes, deputies had already arrived on scene and were at the door of the apartment involved.
Another victim was shot and taken to the hospital where they died. The sheriff believes the shooter then turned the gun on themselves. In total, 4 people are dead. One of
number 40 there.
The victims is just 17 years old.
Actually, my granddaughter seen the first police cars pull up, and by the time I came downstairs to look, it was like 10 or 11 of them out here, and they all were getting out with big guns, so that I didn't really know what had gone on.
Jerry Henderson lives right across from the unit where it happened. He says it was scary to take a look at his Ring doorbell video and see officers with weapons drawn as they secured the scene and evacuated neighbors.
I drove into my parking spot and there were police right on the corner with guns, and I asked if I could come in my house and they said no.
The shooter did not force their way in, so it's believed someone let him into the apartment building.
Sadness, because someone was really troubled. And it's kind of scary because you don't know who you're going to encounter. So it's a little nerve-wracking and very, very sad.
Homicide investigators are now collecting evidence and searching for a motive. In Joppatown, I'm Tommy Clark, WBAL TV 11 News.
Yeah, so plague number 9 right here, execution by the sword. And that's like the second one or the fourth one that happening in that place. Okay. Let me see. After action report released on MS at Brooklyn home. Okay, traumatic impact can be lasting from race-based attack, and they got a bunch of kumbaya. Let's watch this just to show the people what's going on.
African American leaders say the Jacksonville shooter hunted for black people to kill and succeeded killing 3 black people at a Dollar General store in Florida. Dr. Linda Darrell is the inaugural DSW program director at Morgan State University School of Social Work. She says the violence in Florida stirs many emotions in black people.
That's what they want. That's what they want, because your frequency is too high. They know that. They know you are the one responsible for all those calamity happening to them. So they try to bring you into a low vibration, and they will have people that look like you and saying like, oh, we are emotional. We are so emotional about this. We are so emotional about that. And we are very emotional.
overwhelming sense of just hopelessness. Like, when will
There you
this
go.
ever stop?
That's what they want you to feel hopeless. Like, oh, this always happen, and when will this stop? We need to be friends and stuff like that. That's not what that is.
When will we ever not be a target for someone?
She says that's in
There you
addition
go.
to anger
Holding
and anxiety.
hand,
One or the other.
and holding hand and pray, call Jesus, and to save
Things
us.
that comes up
You know,
is frustration. How do we as a people get to be the target all the time? How do we as a people, not only are we the target, but it gets to be brushed under the rug or brushed away or diminished.
Dr. Darrell says many times African Americans internalize their feelings because they don't see anyone doing anything about the hate. The gunman in Jacksonville also had drawn swastikas on one firearm,
which suggests hate of black community, hate of the Jewish community, hate of
yeah. Let's crumple all of them together, and then you know, we are Jewish, and then you guys are black. We pretty much suffer the same hatred, right?
the other.
Howard Libet is the executive director of the Baltimore Jewish Council.
It really is a difficult time. I mean, as we prepare for the Jewish high holidays in a few weeks.
There you go.
A couple weeks now.
They know very well what they are doing. They know very well what's going on, you know. Lumping you with the Jewish over there, and then hey, we pretty much are the same when it comes to violence and things like that. You know, things happening to people, things happening to us, way more happening to you, to black people. But you know, you're not the true Jews. We are, because you know, swastika and all that stuff.
We all have to think about security. We think about security more than we ever have. And it's, you know, it's not just about celebrating the joys of a holiday or celebrating the joys of a group, but it's making sure we're going to be safe.
These days, most Jewish institutions have armed guards.
Every time it's heartbreaking because you'd like to think, hasn't our country moved past this yet? Hasn't our world moved past this?
No.
And you realize it hasn't.
Dr. Darrell says at times like these, people need to ask one another how they feel, how they are coping.
Okay, they will have those people, this woman over there, to allow people to shut the hell up, pray, call Jesus to come, because they want you to do this type of thing. But our people are not moved, we are not dismayed. Great glory, let's keep on moving.
First, new information on breaking news on Manhattan's Upper West Side. 4 people found dead in an apartment building, and we've just learned 2 of the victims are children, ages 1 and 3.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger is at the scene with the breaking details. Josh?
Well, Joe, there's no way this could get any worse. Police just clarified the ages of the children are 1 and 2. The children and both of their parents found dead in their apartment in the building behind me. Large police presence growing now. Detectives crawling all over this block as they try to process the very gruesome scene inside the 4th floor apartment in this building. We could show you video as this scene has started to expand. This all just very fresh, happening at around 3 o'clock this afternoon, when police say the grandfather of the children, in other words, the father of the kids' father, was concerned that he hadn't heard from his son and came to the family's apartment here on the 4th floor. This is 328 East 86th, just off West End here on the Upper West Side. Got no answer, and then for whatever reason was concerned enough to call police. Police came, they had to force the door open, and they discovered the entire family was dead. It's a 41-year-old man, that's the father, a 40-year-old woman, and then a 2-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son. All of them found dead in the apartment. Police also recovered a number of knives on the scene, and there is trauma, we are told, involving all of the victims.
Oof, 10 on that firefighter pickup, I guess.
Although it's not clear right now yet exactly how they died. As for who did this, also not clear. Police said there was no sign of forced entry. The door was locked from the inside. They are exploring the possibility that one of the people inside that apartment committed this crime and then turned the knife on themselves. But of course, that is not yet confirmed. They are investigating all possible avenues, and they have.
Okay, they are investigated. That's when they really don't know what's going on. That's when they have nothing to do with that. Okay, when they have something, oh yes, it was racially motivated. This guy racially killed those 3 people. Black people call a few other black folks holding hand and Jesus, why this is happening. And then they are not paying attention to what's going on out there. They are not paying attention to how many of those people are being dropping. Okay?
Have not yet ruled either way in terms of whether this is in fact a murder-suicide or something much different from that. But again, the basic facts, hard to process. An entire family, a husband and wife in their early 40s, kids. Their 2 children, just 1 and 2 years old, all found dead. The victims.
Let's check if they have any updates, see what's going on here. Okay, there's
police are looking into what led a father of 2 to murder his own family on the Upper West Side before taking his own life. The details from the medical examiner confirmed that this was a murder-suicide.
Okay.
Detectives believe Edison Lopez stabbed his wife, 2 children, and then himself on Monday. He was apparently leaving his job as superintendent of the building for a new position in Hastings-on-the-Hudson in Westchester County. The family was due to vacate their apartment on the Upper West Side by September 1st, but their new place was not ready.
Oh, boy. Wow. So that's why he did this? I guess that's why. Let's keep on moving, man.
Learning new details tonight about a deadly Osprey crash over the weekend in Australia that killed 3 Marines and injured 20 others. One of the 3 people who died was U.S. Marine Corps Captain Eleanor LeBeau of Belleville, Illinois. The Marines were taking part in a routine 12-day multinational training exercise set to end September 7th. While the cause of the crash is still unclear, multiple investigations are now underway.
Always investigate. Yeah. Always investigate. Are those the people? Let's see the people.
The journey home will soon begin for the bodies of 3 U.S. Marines killed when a V-22 Osprey went down off the Northern Territory during a routine training exercise.
Okay, if this is Australia, is that Australia? If the news is Australia, they're gonna come after me. Let me see if it's Australia. Seems it is. I don't want to take the risk. I believe it's Australia. Yeah. They will mess me up. It's Australia.
Police in Washington, D.C. say a 16-year-old girl was stabbed to death, allegedly over a McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. 2 teens ordered food at the restaurant and then got into the same car together. They then got into an argument over the sauces that they had been given, and somehow that led to the stabbing. The victim was taken to the hospital but did not survive.
Ooh.
The 16-year-old suspect is facing charges of second-degree murder.
Yeah, over some sauce. Is that the kid? I believe that's her right there. Is that what that is?
An argument among a carload of teens over sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's is what led to the stabbing death of a 16-year-old girl early Sunday in Northwest D.C. That's according to testimony in juvenile court today. Another 16-year-old girl is accused of murder. The 2 teens were friends from Waldorf, Maryland, according to testimony in a hearing that just ended moments ago. Our Scott Broom is live at Superior Court in D.C. to tell us more about this case. Scott.
Yeah, in fact, Lorenzo, the hearing's still going on. I just stepped out to give you this briefing. This was 5 friends, all girls, riding in a car After a night out in D.C., according to the testimony I just heard in this juvenile hearing, they'd gone to the McDonald's at 14th and U at about 2 in the morning and were back in the car when an argument between teenage friends from Waldorf broke out over, as you reported, sweet and sour sauce, according to testimony. The fight that followed spilled out of the car in front of the McDonald's. That is when 16-year-old Naima Ligon of Waldorf was stabbed twice by another 16-year-old girl from Waldorf. The two were friends, according to the MPD detective who just testified. He testified the night started with a gathering at the Birchwood City Rec Center in Oxon Hill. That's when 5 girls got in a car, went to a party on 15th Street Northwest here in D.C. The fight again at 14th and U in front of the McDonald's happened after the party at 2 a.m. Ligon, the victim, was taken by the other girls to nearby Howard University Hospital where she died. The suspect was stopped by police walking alone a block away from the stabbing scene. This happened again 2 a.m. yesterday morning, and she had a black folding knife in her possession, the detective said. Ligon's heartbroken family released photos of her with her mother. A neighbor spoke to us today about the murdered teen.
She was a beautiful young girl. It was my son's first friend. We just moved here. Beautiful, very intelligent young girl. My son's only friend here, so he's impacted by this, and I would imagine all the rest of the kids in the neighborhood are as well.
This terrible
Now, you got a 16-year-old girl, 2 a.m. in the morning, came from a party with a bunch of other girls, and they got an argument over a sauce, and then one of them got stabbed, and then she died. 16 years old, man. At 16, 2 a.m., what I was doing at 16 at 2 a.m., most likely home, watching TV or reading a book, or being dead asleep. Came from a party and go to McDonald's, and who stole my sauce? And, you know, an argument led to a friend stabbing you. That means this friend wanted to kill you. They were just looking for a reason. Well, judgment is out there. There's nothing we can do. Let's keep on moving. Oh, yeah, we watched that. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, that's the Uber crash that killed those 3 women. Okay. So much things going on. So much. Okay. Commercial building fire downtown Los Angeles. Okay. All right. So, a lot's going on. Lots going on. Oh, it's a huge gator. Come on. Anyway. There we go. All right, beloved brothers and sisters, we just witnessed a lot of things going on, and we keep an eye out there. So we know the Gentiles, 83, must pay for their sins. They must pay for everything that they've done. This is not Jacob's trouble. This is indeed 83's trouble. This is Esau's trouble. Be at peace, beloved. Pray. Keep on praying. Keep on fasting. Okay, keep on meditating. Know your guardian angel. It is your guide. It will guide you. A lot of nonsense that are happening to a lot of people, whether they are us or not us, it's because they are not being guided. They are being guided by the other side, which is their demon. It takes a special demon to stab somebody over some sweet and sour sauce. It takes a special demon to do this. Okay, don't let your child be guided by their demon. They have a guardian angel. Okay, we talk about this. If you wish to know yours, we provide the information for free. But if you want your background check to know what you have in your arsenal, It is not free. We will provide you with a PDF of 11 pages about yourself and what you have working with you, so you can start using those things and make them work for you, because you're out of these quote unquote curses. So use your power wisely. Beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. Keep the vibration high. Keep on going, okay? Our emails are all into our video description. BigLeviPriest@gmail.com. That's big, B-I-G, Levi, L-E-V-I, priest, P-R-I-E-S-T @gmail.com. Shalom.